the chairs of the committees, members who become chairs of committees, are not allowed to sit in any other committee other than the committee that they are chairing, Mr. Speaker, through the standing orders. So that now the commissioner is even higher than a chair of a committee. If a chair of a committee is not allowed to sit in another committee, how will a commissioner chair a committee in that case, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, I know Honorable Makau has been feeling disadvantaged in terms of membership of a committee, and he has approached me several times. But I've been reminding him also, you are a commissioner. You're not a small man. You are our employer, actually. We report to you. You are the one who knows our matter, who deal with our matters, both privately and publicly, personal issues as an employer. So, Mr. Speaker, the next governor of Machakos must be contented with what God has given him as a commissioner, and let him not create a confusion, Mr. Speaker.
That simply buttresses, Honorable Makau, what I have said. And apart from commissioners who are in the House Business Committee, because that is a unique committee that we allow members to sit in, selected specifically by their parties for particular reasons. Members who become chairpersons of committees, if you have a second committee, you will be obligated to relinquish it to other members who don't have adequate committee placements. Next.
Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
Before the papers, honorable members, allow me to recognize a delegation of staff from the Parliament of Zimbabwe. I would like to acknowledge the presence of a delegation of 10 staff from the Parliament of Zimbabwe sitting in the Speaker's gallery to observe the House proceedings. You may stand for acknowledgement. The delegation is on a benchmarking visit to share best parliamentary practices and experiences with our staff in the National Assembly. On my own behalf and that of the National Assembly, I welcome the delegation to Parliament and wish them fruitful engagements. Honorable members, when we were in the university in 1980, Robert Mugabe came to address us. And we remember the phrase, Pamberine Chimrega. I'm sure it makes a lot of sense to the delegation in the gallery. Next, Majority Leader. The University of Nairobi. Yes, the university.
Thank you. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Thursday, March 6, 2025. 1. Reports of the Auditor General and financial statement for the year ended 30th June 2023 and the certificates therein in respect of number 1, Ahmed Shahame Mwindani Technical Training Institute, 2, Coast Institute of Technology, 3, Kekrao Technical and Vocational College, 4, Kendenge Technical and Vocational College, 5, Keroka Technical Training Institute, 6, Kinango Technical and Vocational College, 7, Likoni Technical and Vocational College, 8, Mabera Technical and Vocational College, 9, Mawego Technical Training Institute, 10, Msambweni Technical and Vocational College, 11, Mugutsi Technical and Vocational College, 12, Musakasa Technical Training Institute, 13, Okame Technical and Vocational College, 14, Sangalo Institute of Science and Technology, 15, Sirisia Technical and Vocational College, 16, Taveta Technical and Vocational College, 17, Wanga Technical and Vocational College, and 18, Wamingu Technical and Vocational College. Number 2, reports of the Auditor General and financial statement for the year ended 30th June 2024 and the certificates therein in respect of 1, Anti-Doping Agency of Kenya, 2, Anti-Female Genital Mutilation Board. 3, Asumbi Teachers Training College. 4, Augustine Teachers Training College, Iregi. 5, Bomet University College. 6, Child Welfare Society of Kenya. 7, Communication Authority of Kenya. 8, Democratic Action Party Kenya. 9, Export Processing Zone Authority. 10, Intergovernmental Relations Technical Committee. 11, Judiciary Deposits Accountability Statement. 12, Kenya Agriculture and Livestock Research Organization. 13, Kenya Bureau of Standards, KEBS. 14, Kenya Film Commission. 15, Kenya Health Professions Oversight Authority. 16, Kenya Petroleum Refineries Limited. 17, Kenya Safari Lodges and Hotels. 18, Kenya Sese and Siphonomyces Eradication Council. 19, Kisii University. 20, Konsa Technopolis Development Authority. 21, Maendeleo Chapchap Party. 22, Moi University. 23, National Oil Corporation of Kenya Limited. 24, National Research Crime Center. 25, National Transport and Safety Authority. 26, National Youth Service. 27, New Kenya Planters Cooperative Union PLC, New KPCU. 28, New Partnership for Africa Development, Africa Peer Review Mechanism Kenya Secretariat. 29, Numerical Matching Complex Limited. 30, Occupation Safety and Health Fund. 31, People Democratic Party, PDP. 32, People's Empowerment Party. 33, Progressive Party of Kenya. 34, Public Service Commission. 35, Pareteram Processing Company of Kenya. 36, Rivertex East Africa Limited. 37, State Department for Basic Education. 38, State Department for Labor and Skills Development. 39, State Department for Mining. 40, State Department for Roads. 41, the Jomo Kenyatta Foundation. 42, the Shamberere National Polytechnic. 43, Tom Mboya University. 44, Tourism Fund. 45, Road Maintenance Levy Fund. 46, University of Eldoret. And 47, the Enterprise Development Fund. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I lay.
Next order. Before the next order hold, I want to acknowledge 3 members of staff from Trans Nzoia County Assembly in the Speaker's Gallery. On behalf of the House and myself, we welcome you to the House of Parliament. Next.
Order number 6, notices of motion. Order number 7.
Tim Wanyonyi, member for Westlands.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion. That aware that land is a critical but limited factor of protection that supports human habitation and food production. Noting that agriculture is Kenya's economic mainstay. Appreciating that the Central Bank of Kenya, CBK, Monetary Policy Committee Agriculture Sector Survey 2022 estimated the contribution of the agriculture sector to be the country's gross domestic product, GDP, to be 22% directly and 27% indirectly through its linkages with other sectors. Further appreciating that the survey showed that the sector employs over 40% of Kenya's total population. Concerned that the Land Reform Volume 3 publication, the Kenya Land Alliance Land estimated that only 17% of the country's land mass is classified as suitable for rain-fed agricultural land, while the remainder is either semi-arid or arid. Further concerned that the country's agricultural productivity has been decreasing over the years, cognizant of the fact that the decline in agricultural productivity is partly attributable to the shrinking agricultural land due to unplanned settlements that encroach on agricultural lands. Further concerned that agricultural lands in rural areas are continually being subdivided into small portions that for build-up development. Therefore, diminishing the size of land available for agriculture, noting that there is need to put in place measures for effective land use in the country in order to guarantee optimal use of agriculture. Now, therefore, this House resolved that the government, through the Ministry of Lands, Public Works, Housing, and Urban Development, puts in place a policy framework for effective land use in rural areas by consolidating and designating zones for build development, for commercial and residential developments with shared public utilities and separate zones for agricultural use in order to arrest further diminishing of agricultural land and steady the country's agricultural productivity. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Next order. Clerk, hold before you call the next order. I acknowledge the following institutions in the House. In the public gallery, Othaya Boys from Othaya, Nyeri. Members, your usual style of acknowledging visitors, imekufa. Speakers Gallery, Thiginki Girls School from Runyenjes, Embu, and Ururu Girls School from South Imenti in Meru. On my behalf and on your behalf, I welcome them to the House of Parliament. Next.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Statements. Eli Letipila, Samburu North.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yes. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding the escalating banditry and insecurity within Nachola and Nyiro wards of Samburu North constituency. Honorable Speaker, an alarming trend has emerged regarding the brazen roadside attacks along the Baragoi-Maralal Road and an escalation of banditry in parts of Samburu North constituency. Recently, a police land cruiser that was ferrying remandees for a court session was attacked, and a police officer, PC Humphrey Oroba, number 254918, who was also the driver, was killed, and his rifle, an AK-47, number 590-140-79, stolen. The incident was reported at Baragoi Police Station on OB number 710-225, and the 4 fugitives who are the remandees are still at large. 2 weeks later, a bus, that's registration number KCH 872N, under the Ngarua Circle, plying the Maralal-Baragoi route, was also brazenly attacked at Mbukoi area on the same road. 2 conductors, namely Kevin Lalampa and George Lochuch, were killed. 10 passengers survived with gunshot wounds and are admitted at Maralal Referral Hospital. These attacks follow an earlier spate of raids that have resulted in the death of 3 young men, namely Alois Lormule Mosa, the Nakuru Lembisikichoi, and Molangai Lemede, and the loss of over 200 heads of cattle near Tomb area of Nyiro Ward. Another attack, which also resulted in the death of a young man who was taking his child to school near Ngorishe in Nyiro Ward, also took place. Honorable Speaker, it's against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following. Number 1, the report on the security situation in the Loruko, Tum, Kawap, Parkati belt and the Marti, Lamerok, Suyan, Gilai, Masikita belts of Nachola and Nyiro wards of Samburu North constituency. Efforts to apprehend the criminals and fugitives following the attack on the police escort, including the recovery of the missing firearm. 3, measures put in place by the ministry to ensure the safety of the passengers who ply the Maralal Baragoi Road and other trunk roads like the Opiroi Baragoi Road. And finally, number 4, plans put in place by the ministry to facilitate peace, dialogue, and cohesion among the Samburu and Turkana communities who live in Nachola and Nyiro wards of Samburu North constituency. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Etipila. Security. Wapi Tongoyo? Any member of the committee? Majority Leader? Majority Leader, this is a statement sought from administration and security. Can you inform them to bring a response in 2 weeks?
I will do that, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you. Omulkhair Kasim, Mandera County.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I'm requesting for a statement regarding power outages in Mandera County. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 442C, I wish to request for a statement from the Chairperson of Departmental Committee on Energy regarding power outages in Mandera County. Honorable Speaker, in the recent past, there have been frequent power outages in Mandera County, especially Mandera East and Mandera South constituencies, which have disrupted critical services offered at health facilities, public institutions, and commercial operators. In January 2025, the Kenya Power and Lighting Company installed 2 generators in Mandera East. However, one of the generators broke down within the same month. The frequent power outages have caused panic among the affected residents, noting that this exposes the area to incidences of insecurity and negatively impacts economic activities. In addition, due to the high temperatures in the area, residents are at risk of suffering from heat strokes and also affect the observance of the holy month of Ramadan. Due to this, residents have been compelled to purchase ice blocks across from Somalia, thereby increasing the cost of living. The incessant power outages continue to cause distress to the residents of Mandera. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for the statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Energy on the following. 1, to report on the steps being taken by the government to address the frequent power outages. 2, the immediate measures being put in place to replace malfunctional generators, including providing additional generators with the required wattage to ensure constant supply of power in the county. 3, the long-term plans for stable power supply in the county, including exploring alternative avenues such as acquisition of generators through the independent power producers, which, Honorable Speaker, their contract was terminated in 2023, thereby resulting into this unfortunate incident that we are in right now. Thank you.
Yes, Cynthia Muge, you want to joyride on that?
Honorable Speaker, allow me to joyride on this statement because I have a burning issue, Honorable Speaker.
Yes.
that the KPLC company is not only the home of inefficiencies, Honorable Speaker, but it is also a home of inconvenience. Honorable Speaker, the Office of Nandi County National Government Affirmative Action Fund paid a whooping 800,000 shillings, Honorable Speaker, for the purposes of installation of power at the Kabirsang Rehabilitation Center 1 year, 3 months ago, Honorable Speaker. And efforts to even follow up for its installation is not bearing any fruit. This is a very inefficient company, and they should be able to put their act together as they sort out the issues that have been raised by Honorable Umo.
Thank you. Omanyo, you also want to joyride on that?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also want to just add on what my colleagues have said about Kenya Power and Lighting. I come from a border point, Busia, where we share, we get so many trucks passing across Malaba town and Busia town. But unfortunately, every time there is a power blackout and the streets have no lights, I'm hoping and urging the Kenya Power and Lighting Company to up their game, especially in towns like Busia, where it serves so many other nations. So many trucks go to Rwanda, Congo, Uganda, across Busia and Malaba customs. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, honorable member for Imendi. Yes, go ahead. You will be
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You'll be the last joyrider.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also want to ride on the same.
Igembe Central.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I want to ride on the same on KPLC, Mr. Speaker. They are becoming a real troubleshooters. Mr. Speaker, in my Igembe Central constituency, the KPLC installed transformers, 6 of them in numbers. And they registered members of the community as users and agreed on meters. Then they installed the power. They delayed the meters for almost 8 months. Then they came back and vandalized everything and carried the transformers, leaving the community in darkness. It's their own failure not to bring enough transformers and to delay. Mr. Speaker, that one has brought a lot of problems. Business communities were preparing to do their business using the power, but now they have been cut off, and nothing has been done for the last 3 weeks. That's why we are challenging them to come up and work hard and stop being this sluggish and rendering our people irrelevant in businesses and workings. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Sabina. Is it joyriding on the same?
Yes, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I think it's the high time we look at Kenya Power. Mr. Speaker, and especially the areas where we don't have a digital meter, even their bills are funnily generated, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, a lot of our people are also moving out of this country, the business men, and also many industries, Mr. Speaker, because of the cost of power. So Kenya Power need to address the issue, 1, efficiency, number 2, the cost of power, and especially looking at the people who are doing businesses. But at the same time, Mr. Speaker, it's also good for the people who owe Kenya Power a lot of money to pay. Mr. Speaker, we saw the drama that was happening last week. And also Nairobi has become a very dark city. Some of the streets where we used to have street lighting, the streets are dark. Kiambu Road, if you go at night, Mr. Speaker, you'll also find that those street lights are almost off half of the time, Mr. Speaker. So even as we censure Kenya Power, we also need to be sure that we also pay for the bills and the people who owe Kenya Power to pay back their money. But for the governor, to the governor of Nairobi, he needs to light Nairobi County. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chair, Energy. Majority Leader. Majority Leader. Ensure the Chair Energy brings a response in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Jerry Maina. Kasheri, Kirinyaga County.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to request for statements regarding issuance of title deed in South Ngariama settlement area. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of the Standing Order 42-2C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Lands regarding the delay in issuance of title deeds in South Ngariama Settlement Scheme, Mwea constituency in Kirinyaga County. Honorable Speaker, the South Ngariama Settlement Scheme is a 17,000-acre land located in Kirinyaga County, which was established to provide land to residents of Mwea constituency. However, for decades, the process of formal land allocation and issuance of title deeds has remained unresolved. In February 2023, the Ministry of Lands initiated an adjudication process following a directive issued by the Kerugoya Environment and Lands Court. Yet to date, the issuance of title deeds is yet to be finalized. This prolonged delay in issuing title deeds has affected development in the area. Without legal proof of ownership, investors remain hesitant and donors are reluctant to fund community projects. Furthermore, the delay has caused land-related disputes with a rise in conflicts in the area over land ownership. Article 40 of the Constitution guarantees the right to ownership of property, and the continued delay in issuance of the title deeds restricts the ability of residents of South Ngariama Settlement Scheme from exercising this right. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Lands on the following. 1, a report on status of the adjudication process of the South Ngariama Settlement Scheme, indicating whether the process references initial mapping conducted in 2009. 2, the specific timelines for the conclusion of the titling process, including issuance of title deeds to the rightful residents. And 3, measures being taken by the Ministry of Lands, Public Works, Housing and Urban Development to address land ownership disputes in the area, including steps taken to facilitate verification of rightful ownership in cases of disputes. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Kasheri. Lands, Majority Leader again, inform them to bring a response in 2 weeks. Mark Mwenje, Embakasi West.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I raise a request for a statement regarding the status of 24-25 work plan for the Kera and Kura. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to provisions on Standing Order 44-2C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure regarding the status of the 2024-2025 work plan for Kenya Rural Roads Authority and the Kenyan Urban Roads Authority. Honorable Speaker, in November 2024, the High Court extended its orders freezing disbursement of the 10.5 billion road maintenance levy fund in conditional grants allocated to counties for 2024-2025 financial year, pending determination of a court case on the fund. The monies for the road maintenance levy fund, which are disbursed by the Kenya Roads Board, are used for maintenance in each constituency through the Kenya Rural Roads Authority and the Kenya Urban Roads Authority. The delay in disbursements of funds is expected to cause a deficit in the projects already tendered by constituencies for the financial year 24-25, occasioning pending bills. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure on the following: measures being taken by the government to ensure the work plans tendered for the financial year 2024-2025 are not suspended due to lack of funds. Measures being taken to ensure that the delay does not occasion pending bills and other charges that may result from breach of tender agreements. And finally, actions being implemented by Kera and Kura to ensure that roads under their jurisdiction, which are due for maintenance, are not affected by the delay in disbursement of funds. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Mark Mwenje. Majority Leader, Transport and Infrastructure, to bring a response in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Thank you. Next, order. Oh, Majority Leader, now is your turn. Your Thursday statement.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44.2a, I rise to give the following statement on behalf of the House Business Committee, which met on Wednesday, 5th March 2025, to prioritize business for consideration during the week. As members are aware, this week the House debated the report on the 2025 medium-term debt strategy. I wish to commend the leadership of the House and the members for the dedication and cooperation exhibited in the consideration of this critical business. And I also commend the Liaison Committee under the able chairmanship of the Deputy Speaker for taking lead in the consideration and ensuring the conclusion within the set constitutional timelines. Honorable Speaker, I wish to remind the House that following the extension of time granted last week, we ought to conclude with the consideration of the 2025 Budget Policy Statement, or BPS, before the end of next week. In this regard, upon tabling of the report of the Liaison Committee on the BPS, it will be prioritized for debate. Honorable Speaker, with regard to business scheduled for Tuesday next week, the House is expected to continue with the consideration of the following bills should they not be concluded today. One is Committee of the Whole House on the County Government Revenue Raising Process Bill of 2023 and the Public Audit Amendment Bill of 2024. Two is a second reading of the Learners with Disabilities Senate Bill number 4 of 2023 and the Treaty Making and Ratification Amendment number 2 Bill of 2024. Additionally, debate will be undertaken on the following motions, some of which are listed in today's order paper should they not be concluded. One, resolution to sit on other days. Two, consideration of the budget policy statement. Three, consideration of the report of the National Dialogue Committee and the report of the multi-sectoral working group on the realization of the two-thirds gender principle. Four, report on the public petition on legal recognition and protection of e-hailing motorcycle riders and delivery personnel. And five, report on the state of security in 6 counties of North Rift, being Baringo, Elgeyo Marakwet, Turkana, West Pokot, Samburu, and Laikipia. Honorable Speaker, with regard to the attendance of Cabinet Secretaries to answer questions from members, I wish to inform the House that due to the budget-related business before the House, the Cabinet Secretaries that were scheduled to appear on Wednesday, 12 March 2025, have been rescheduled to a later date. Honorable Speaker, as I conclude, I wish to remind members that the House is scheduled to proceed for our short recess next week. As such, members should note that the House may be required to sit longer or to have additional sittings on some days to conclude priority business before proceeding on recess, especially on the budget-making process for BPS and the Supplementary Appropriations Bill that is already before the House. Finally, Honorable Speaker, the House Business Committee shall reconvene on Tuesday, 11 March 2025 to schedule business for the rest of that week. And I now wish to lay this statement on the table of the House. Thank you.
Thank you, Majority Leader. Next.
Order number 8, motion. Consideration of the 2025 medium-term debt management strategy. Question to be put.
Members on their feet, take your seats. Come, Kate. Ketini. Honorable members, I now put the question at order number 8, which is that this House adopts the report of the Liaison Committee on its consideration of the 2025 medium-term debt management strategy laid on the table of the House on Wednesday, 5th March 2025, and pursuant to the provisions of Section 15(4) of the Public Finance Management Act 2012 and Standing Order 232A7 and 8A, approves the 2025 medium-term debt management strategy, and B, makes the policy and financial resolutions contained in the schedule to the order paper. As members of that opinion say aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 9, motion. Further changes to committee membership.
Chairperson, Committee on Selection. Majority Leader.
Honorable Speaker, at times you run into problems when you sit next to honorable members who are very engaging, like the member for Muranga and the member for Laikipia.
I notice your level of concentration has diminished considerably.
It is a member from Murang'a, Honorable Speaker, who has taken the deputy majority leader seat. And the member for Laikipia took the whip's seat. Now I'm used to sitting with gentlemen here, and the two gracious ladies have given me very good company. Honorable Speaker, I wish to move the motion that further to the resolution of the House of Wednesday, 5th March 2025, appointing members to various committees, and pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 175, this House further approves the appointment of the following members to the respective committees as specified hereunder. 1, on the Departmental Committee on Environment, Forestry and Mining, the Honorable Chepkwony Charity Kathambi, MP, to replace the Honorable Kuno Yakub Ado, MP, who appears twice in the approved list. 2 is the Departmental Committee on Tourism and Wildlife, Honorable Dr. Gishuki Edwin Mogo, MP, to replace the Honorable Wainaina Anthony Njoroge, MP. And 3, the Select Committee on Parliamentary Broadcasting and Library, the Honorable Ahmed Shakil Shabir, CBS MP, to replace the Honorable Wetangula Timothy Wanyonyi, CBS MP. Honorable Speaker, these are just corrections. Members will note in yesterday's order paper, some of these members appeared twice in some of the committees, so we are just moving them because it was a typographical error that we are correcting. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to move and request the Leader of Minority to second.
Mr. Speaker, I stand to second. Mr. Speaker, yesterday I was away when the list was tabled here, which was passed. Mr. Speaker, I want to congratulate the members who have been nominated to different committees. Mr. Speaker, committee membership will keep on changing because there are many factors that come into place, attendance and other issues, experience, as the way Honorable Osoro said yesterday. So I want to bear with members. Even now I'm seated next to a member who wants to be changed from one committee to another. And I'm pleading with her that stay in that committee for 1 month, then if you're not comfortable, we shall see. So Mr. Speaker, this is an ongoing exercise, as the majority has said. After the election of the chairs and the vice chairs, there are members who will leave those seats because chairs are only allowed to sit in the committee they are chairing. After that, again, there will be another review, and we will see. And then we will realign again and bring another list back to the House so that now we do it conclusively until the election time. But I saw a member yesterday who was saying he cannot be replaced here. It's unprocedural. Mr. Speaker, it is the prerogative of the leadership, and especially the whip, to place members in committees. There is no committee that you come with from your house here. You come here when you have no committee, and you wait to be placed in a committee. And you can be discharged anytime from any committee. You can be de-whipped anytime from a committee. You can be... The standing order says you should only be in one committee. Even the catering service is a committee of parliament. People who take care of our food, our tea, our mandasi. Why are people belittling that committee, Mr. Speaker? If you are placed in the catering service, like Honorable Jen Kihara, she's a mother, she should work there. She knows better than all of us what to do, Mr. Speaker. So we are taking that place the best of the best, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, why do you want to cook food in your house and you don't want to do it in parliament? Why, Mr. Speaker? So, Mr. Speaker, it is the prerogative of the leadership and the whip to place you in a committee, to discharge you from a committee, and if your conduct becomes unbecoming, you will be de-whipped, Mr. Speaker. With those feedbacks, Mr. Speaker, I support.
You second.
Mr. Speaker, I second, yes.
Honorable members, I now propose the question at order number 9, which is that further to the resolution of the House on Wednesday, 5th March 2025, appointing members to various committees and pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 175, this House further approves the appointment of the following members to the respective committees as specified hereunder. 1, Departmental Committee on Environment, Forestry and Mining, the Honorable Chepkwony Charity Kathambi, MP, to replace the Honorable Kuno Yakub Ado, MP, who appears twice in the approved list. 2, the Honorable Dr. Gishuki Edwin Mugo, MP, to replace the Honorable Wainaina Anton Njoroge, MP. 3, the Honorable Ahmed Shakil Shabir, CBS MP, to replace the Honorable Wetangula Timothy Wanyonyi, CBS MP. Put the question? Yes. I now put the question at order number 9, which is that further to the resolution of the House on Wednesday, 5th March 2025, appointing members to various committees and pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 175, this House further approves the appointment of the following members to the respective committees as specified hereunder. 1. Departmental Committee on Environment, Forestry and Mining, the Honorable Chepkwony Charity Kadhambi MP to replace the Honorable Kuno Yakub Ado MP, who appears twice in the approved list. Departmental Committee on Tourism and Wildlife, the Honorable Dr. Gishuki Edwin Mugo MP to replace the Honorable Wainaina Anthony Njoroge MP. Select Committee on Parliamentary Broadcasting and Library, the Honorable Ahmed Shakil Shabir, CBS MP, to replace the Honorable Wetangula Timothy Wanyonyi, CBS MP. As many as of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Yes, Majority Leader.
Honorable Speaker, I beg your indulgence before we move to the next order, which is Committee of the Whole House. Honorable Speaker, as I indicated in the usual Thursday statement, we are considering one of the bills that we are considering is the Public Audit Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 4 of 2024, in Committee of the Whole House. Honorable Speaker, this bill was published in January of 2024. And we considered in second reading, debated, and after debate, the only thing that has been pending is a Committee of the Whole House. Honorable Speaker, I wanted to give a statement regarding misinformation and a disinformation campaign on this particular bill, which was perpetuated by one of the media